provide input on the style or stone they preferred, and any specific elements they wanted included in the design. In the end, what they got was a Zion original, a distinctively created piece of jewelry representing his finest custom work. "Do you plan to return to the States next month and stay through the holidays?" York asked. In the past, during the holidays, he would return to the States from Rome so the six of them could get together at a designated location. Uriel, Virgil, and Xavier lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. Winston was presently living in Australia, and York made his home in New York. A lot had changed over the past few years. His godbrothers were no longer happy-go-lucky, never intending to marry bachelors. U, V, W, X, and Y were now all married men. Zion was the lone bachelor left of the Bachelors in Demand Guarded Hearts Club, a club they'd founded a few years ago. At the time, all six godbrothers had been going through their own personal hell with women and had made a pledge to remain single forever, referring to themselves as bachelors in demand. They were in demand of their futures without a permanent woman in it. Definitely never a wife. Now 5 had defected, and Zion was determined to keep the club going, no matter what. He'd met a few single men who expressed interest, but as of yet, no one had submitted membership applications. "Z, you still there?" York's question grabbed Zion's attention again. "Yes, I'm still here. And no, I won't be joining you guys for the holidays this year. I'll be busy working on the Michaels jewelry." "When is his daughter's birthday?" "April." "This is October. You have plenty of time." "What I'll be designing is jewelry made of a very unique gemstone just for her. Although I'm skipping the holidays this year, I plan to return for W's homecoming party in February." Winston, a marine biologist, and his wife, Ainsley, had been living in Australia for the past 3 years, while Winston worked on some special project dealing with sea turtles. "You'd better be there. It's time you stopped acting like a recluse." Zion didn't mind acting like a recluse. In fact, he rather enjoyed it, and preferred living a quiet life and not being in the limelight. He'd become an overnight sensation after being selected as the former First Lady's personal jeweler. The next thing he knew, his face was appearing on the covers of notable magazines, and his privacy was invaded in a way that was unacceptable to him. He figured others might like getting such publicity, but not him. He liked his privacy, and had no problem being referred to as a loner, or, like Y had said, even a recluse. When Zion saw his luggage, he said, "Okay, Y, I see my bags. I'm sure I'll be talking to you again before I return to Rome." "You can't run forever, Z." Zion drew in a deep breath. Leave it to York to come out and say what the others were thinking. But then, Uriel had expressed that same sentiment a few years ago. Zion had denied it then, and he would deny it now. "I'm no longer running, York. I just prefer simplicity to chaos, truth to lies, honesty to deception." "Then maybe it's time for you to find out what's the truth and what's a lie." More than once he told himself it was time. Then he would quickly decide to just leave well enough alone. "I gotta go, York." "I'll let the others know I talked to you so they won't call and pester you," York said. "Like you're doing?" "Hey, I don't pester," his godbrother exclaimed. "Whatever. How's Darcy?" York had called everyone a couple of months ago to announce that he and Darcy were expecting. Xavier and his wife, Farah, had had their second child earlier that year. Marriage and then babies, Zion thought. What a vicious cycle. "Darcy is doing fine now that morning sickness has passed. We're counting the days until the baby gets here." Zion shook his head. It was hard to believe that 5 of what used to be die-hard bachelors had fallen in love, and fallen hard. That was the bad thing. The good thing was that Zion thought the women they'd fallen in love with were ultra special. He couldn't help but love them for making his godbrothers happy.